Close your eyes. Place your feet flat on the floor. Or if you like, lie down on your bed or your sofa. Take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly and gently breathe out through your mouth. Take another deep breath in and slowly and gently breathe out through your mouth. One more time, deep breath in and slowly and gently breathe out through your mouth. And just relax. Now imagine that you are standing on a beautiful, glorious beach with white sand, and it's quite warm. And you can hear the calming sounds of the ocean. And the sea is almost the same colour blue as the sky. You can hear the waves as they gently lap on the shore, and you feel so peaceful and so calm. Take a deep breath in, breathing deeply, and then slowly breathe out. Again, another deep breath in, and slowly breathe out. One more time, deep breath in, and slowly breathe out. And every time you hear the waves breaking on the shore, you become more and more relaxed, more and more calm and peaceful. And you look out across the beautiful blue ocean and watch the dazzling sun. And you turn around and you face back towards the land. And as you do, you notice that there is a camel sitting on the beach, just sitting there. And you know that that camel is waiting there just for you. So you walk over to the camel, and it has beautiful big brown eyes, and it looks so kind. And you just know that you're meant to get on the camel. So you climb upon the camel's back. And when you're settled and comfortable, the camel raises its big, heavy body and stands. But it's a bit wobbly, and you hang on for dear life, thinking you'll fall, but you won't. The camel clumsily got to its feet, and you didn't fall off. So the beautiful camel begins to walk, and you wonder where she's going to take you. As you look ahead, you can see a far-off land in the distance, and it's dusty and looks kind of like an orangey colour. That's probably because of the sand. But this far-off land is somewhere that you have never been before, somewhere that you've never seen. So you trust the camel as she keeps walking towards this far-off, distant land. You look around you and you can see desert everywhere. And you can even see the sand blowing in the wind. You see other camels just a bit further ahead, and there are people on them too, going about their daily business. Can you see them? Can you see the line of camels to the left? You can see bright colours too. And you feel so peaceful sitting on the back of your camel. And you can literally see for miles and miles because you're quite high up. This is a very big camel. But you're still so happy just to be on the camel's back. Your camel keeps moving forward and you realise that you've become thirsty and you could really do with a drink. And it's as if your camel can hear your thoughts. So she veers off to the left and you see before you a little oasis. And you come across this beautiful, clear, fresh pool of shiny, bright water. It's drinking water. So your camel stops and she lowers her body back down to the ground so that you can get off and have a lovely, long, cool drink of this beautiful, refreshing water. You put your hand into the water and it feels so cool, so fresh, so wonderful. And you lift your hand to your mouth and take a lovely long drink. And your camel stretches her neck and she decides she's going to have a drink too. So the two of you together drink this clean, fresh water. After you've had your drink, you climb back on the camel's back. But this time she starts to run and you are being bounced all over the place. But it's really rather fun and you start to laugh out loud. And it's just you and the camel running and rushing headlong across the desert. And you just keep laughing and laughing because it's so much fun. And you can hear the sounds of the desert. You can hear the wind whistling and making strange sounds. You can even hear strange flutes playing softly in the distance. Your camel takes you to a nearby village where there are many, many large tents and people are living in them. And they smile at you as you pass by. It's so colourful. Lots and lots of colour everywhere. And there is fresh fruit and vegetables outside the tents. You can even smell the spices, the wonderful aroma of the spices. But you don't know where it's coming from. Behind this tented village is an ancient pyramid, and it is enormous. You are like a grain of sand standing next to it. And behind that huge pyramid, you can just make out the shape of a sphinx. That massive monument that looks to you like an enormous lion. Your camel stops at the entrance to the pyramid. And to your utter amazement, you see standing at the doorway, standing at the entrance to this wonderful ancient pyramid, is a pharaoh. Yes, a real live pharaoh. He invites you to go inside the pyramid with him. And he starts to tell you how things used to be a long, long time ago. He tells you about things that they used to do, things that you've never seen before. But before you enter the pyramid, you take a look around and you see that magically everything has changed. It's like you've been transported back to ancient times, and you realize you actually are now in ancient Egypt. You can actually see the ancient Egyptians walking around, going about their daily business, trading for food and for goods. And you can see camels wandering around on their own, lots of them. And you can even see dogs just walking in and around amongst the people. You can see very clearly the clothes they are wearing. Very old clothes to your eyes, but very, very colourful clothes. And some of them are carrying vegetables and fruit. And some of them are just walking around, just going about their business. So before you enter the pyramid with the Pharaoh, have a wander around and have a look for yourself to see just how the ancient Egyptians used to live. The Pharaoh now touches your arm, and you'd forgotten he was even there. He takes you back to the pyramid, back to the doorway, the huge big entrance, and there are steps leading down. So you walk with him and you go down the steps. The Pharaoh tells you that in his time, magic was very, very real. But by most people, it was only ever used for good. There were a few people that weren't so good, but most people were just wonderful, beautiful beings, living their lives the best way they knew how. The Pharaoh tells you that they have many secrets. Secrets that the Western world and the modern world still does not know. They don't know anything about it. The Pharaoh leans in closer to you and he whispers to you some of the secrets. secrets that only you can know about, no one else. Can you hear him whispering? Can you hear what he's saying to you? Those ancient, ancient secrets that no one else knows. You come to the bottom of the steps of this ancient pyramid, and you walk along a dark corridor, all made of stone, huge, great big blocks of stone. And there are torches on the wall lighting your way, but it's still quite dark. But you can see. You follow the Pharaoh, and you enter into an enormous room. You move through that room, and in that room, you see something on the walls. You're not sure what it is. So you walk for a closer look. And you realize that it's hieroglyphs all over the walls. Beautiful ancient language and drawings, colourful drawings. Some of the symbols you may recognise, some of them you don't. The Pharaoh touches your shoulder, and as he does, your mind clears, and you look again at the hieroglyphs, and then you realise you can actually read what they say, and you can understand all of the meaning behind these images. You can see. You understand the symbols, you understand the meanings. But one of the things that stands out to you most is a line of symbols. And that line of symbols tells you that in that time, in the Pharaoh's time, they lived in peace and harmony, and everybody helped everybody else. And in their time, there were no wars, there was no pain, and there was no suffering of any kind, because they were a peaceful people, and they loved each other, and they did everything they possibly could to make sure that everyone was happy and had whatever they needed. They truly were a beautiful people, but sadly, no longer there. Because you have been given a glimpse into their past, a glimpse into the past of truly amazing people. The Pharaoh takes your arm and moves you into another room, and you gladly go with him. The Pharaoh tells you that the Egyptians believe that one's earthly journey was only a very small part of eternal life, because they know that we all live again somewhere else. And you think you understand this. They also know, because they were aware, that to hurt anyone else was also mean hurting yourself. So he asks that you be kind to everyone, but especially be kind to yourself. You arrive in the next room, and there are people moving around in there. And you wonder what on earth is going on. The Pharaoh explains to you that this is the room of mummification. Ooh. So for a few moments, stay with the Pharaoh and they will show you exactly how they do this. And they will tell you exactly why they do this. The Pharaoh now asks you to move to another room with him. And this is a very special room. It's a secret chamber and it's very, very sacred to the ancient Egyptians. You follow the Pharaoh and you can hear his gown touching the floor. You can hear the sound of his footsteps as he walks through a small corridor. The corridor opens into the most beautiful, shining room that you've ever seen. And it's like the room is made of gold. It isn't. It just looks like it is. And there is a small altar against the far wall. And at the base of that altar sits a black cat. A beautiful black cat. And the cat looks at you. And you feel the cat's emotions. You feel the feelings that this cat is allowing you to feel. This cat is beautiful. This cat is sacred to the Egyptians. And the cat just blinks its eyes and then closes them. The Pharaoh leads you up to the altar. And on that altar is an ankh, the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. And it shines because this one is gold, but it has markings on it. And you realize that you can understand that these markings are again hieroglyphs, and you can read them, tiny little hieroglyphs, but you can read what they say. The Pharaoh allows you to pick it up, and he tells you if you hold on to it tightly, it can tell you things. It can tell you anything you wish to know. It can even tell you how these pyramids were built and show you in your mind how these pyramids, and in fact all of ancient Egypt, was built. The Pharaoh looks at you as if in puzzlement, and then he speaks. He says he's decided that you can take this ankh home with you. It is his special gift from him to you, so that when you go home, you can hold this ankh, and any time you wish to come back to ancient Egypt, he will be there waiting for you, and he will guide you, and he will tell you yet more of their secrets. But you must not tell anyone else. They are secrets between you and the Pharaoh. So the Pharaoh now leads you back towards the entrance of this ancient, magnificent pyramid. And you walk through the rooms, the Mummification Room. You walk through the big chamber. You walk back down the corridor lit with torches. And at the bottom of the steps, the Pharaoh stops. And he tells you he can go no further now. It is up to you to go back to your camel. He wishes you all beautiful things. He wishes you all love and peace. And he hopes that you take that with you. And he hopes, more than anything, that you will be kind to everyone that you meet. The Pharaoh gently bows and turns and walks away. You make your way back up the steps and come out back into the glorious sunshine, where you find that your camel is waiting for you. You climb back up on the back of this beautiful animal, and she clumsily gets to her feet again. And once you are settled, she starts to run. And again you wobble in your seat, but you keep tight hold, and you know that this time you would never fall, because she would never let you fall. And you laugh. And before you know it, you are back on the beach. The camel lays back down and you climb off. And you thank her for taking you to that very special place. And you ask her, will she be here again? Will you see her again? And with her beautiful, big brown eyes, she answers you, and she blinks, and you know that she has just said yes. So you turn and you start to walk back down the beach, and as you do, you take a great big breath, a deep breath in through your nose, and slowly and gently breathe out through your mouth. You take another deep breath in, and slowly and gently breathe out through your mouth. You take one final big deep breath in, and then slowly and gently breathe out through your mouth. You wriggle your fingers, you wriggle your toes, and you gently open your eyes and realize you are back in your home where you began. And you know that you can go back to that place anytime you want to, because in your hand is the ankh. And now you must put it somewhere special, somewhere safe, somewhere that only you know that it's there. And whenever you want to come back, just take out the ankh.